And some of the first bills to come out of it have already been signed by Governor Wes Moore. What will the legislation that did and didn't get passed mean for Marylanders? In today's State House Spotlight, Republican Delegate Ryan Nawrocki and Democrat Delegate Melissa Wells joining us to reflect on this session and also look forward to what comes next. Are you all just breathing a sigh of relief right now, first of all?
Yes,
absolutely.
For sure.
It was a long 90 days, and I've actually heard a few times now and read a few times that lawmakers are saying that this was one of the hardest sessions that they've had. Is that your feeling, and why? What was going on this session that was so particularly difficult? Delegate Wells, let's start with you.
Yep. Good morning. No, this is definitely my hardest session. This is my seventh session that I've been in the legislature, and we know we were staring down at a $3 billion deficit at the beginning of the session. We know that electricity rates for our ratepayers across the state were exceedingly high. We also know that we were dealing with a new incoming federal administration that was resulting in significant fiscal impact on the state of Maryland to the tune of now nearly $1 billion, right? So we had a lot on our plate this session, and it was definitely one of the hardest sessions, but I think that we powered through to get things done that will help support our state.
Delegate Nawrocki, what was your feeling about this, and what do you think came out of it that is meaningful or helpful for Marylanders, especially at this just time of uncertainty?
Sure, absolutely. It's only my third session, but by far my most difficult session. Absolutely. As you know, everything was driven, as Delegate Wells said, by the budget, and our fiscal situation. Look, unfortunately, I'm not sure this was helpful, but what came out of it was the largest tax increase in Maryland's history, $1.666 billion, taxing many things from income to vending machines to tires to all different sorts of things. And I think a lot of folks are going to feel the impact of that in an already difficult economic situation. Putting another $1.6 billion in taxes on top, I'm not sure how that's actually going to help them, to be honest.
Can you name one positive for you that came out of this session?
A positive for me. So we launched the House Freedom Caucus this year. We really changed a lot of discussion in Annapolis. We actually pushed very hard for about a year or so, actually, to delay these EV mandates, electric vehicle mandates. By next year, we would have had to have 43% of vehicles be EV sold in Maryland. Completely unworkable. That got delayed for 2 years to give us some time to figure out what that is going to look like. And that's something that we've been pushing hard for, not only as a Freedom Caucus, but also myself and my committee. It's a big issue.
Delegate Wells, let me send it back over to you. A lot of people still have concerns about what the budget and the tax increases will look like for Marylanders. The governor is saying that, a lot of people are going to see a tax cut, some people not buying that. What is your thought about that, and what was a positive for you out of this session?
Absolutely. No, I mean, we were able to raise nearly $1.2 billion in revenue. We had to raise revenue. We could not cut our way through this. There's critical core services that our communities, every community needs across the state. We know that there's the need for supporting our businesses as well, and we were able to do that with the budget. We also know that we saw a $400 million cut in services from fiscal 25. So we were able to get a lot of really important things done. This was a tough session. I feel confident that we did not balance our budget on the backs of everyday working class people. That I feel very confident about. And I'm also really excited. One of the big things that I was able to get passed this year was some additional enabling legislation for West North Avenue development here in the Baltimore City in the 40th District. That is vital for development that will help our city address some of the vacant blight in my district, especially, that has a significant portion of it, and will also help us be able to marshal those revenues. There's much, much more that I'm so proud of of what we were able to do this year, not only on my accord, but with my colleagues.
I wanted to ask you, think you're going to be back in session before January, but I'm going to let you all take a breath and recover from this one before we bring that up as another topic another time. Thank you all both so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.